bored there myself, to be perfectly honest with you, of looking at those other ones. Ooh, look at Cardano, 4 hour time frame, just taking out its previous highs, gone wicked past them. That's decent enough. What do we have here? Movements past the 236. Oh, broke past it quite nicely. Didn't even properly come back for a retest, having already put in this structure over here, which looks a bit like one of those W's. So that's decent. What did we get here? Was there any hidden bullish divergence? That would be nice to see if there was some. Oh, look, there was some between these 2 points just here. That's moved us up the way. That kind of seemed to make sense to me, looking at that price action, the way that that went, by the way, with that kind of W type effort that we were looking at. So that's why that's there. Looking over here, we can see that there isn't that hidden bullish divergence, but there is certainly a nice upward cross that happened at this low over here as we took out the 50 simple, and that's decent to see. Moving past the 37.0 the 0.37 area where we had that blue horizontal line, and that's good to see. Upward trending though with bearish divergence. One high over here, if you like, this low, which was actually came in I think as a higher low, it looks like it to be just now. So this overall period of price action since the 22nd of January here on the 4 hour time frame, nice upward trend that we've had. High low, etc. But of course stochastics showing us that they're very much bearishly divergent. Now the RSI isn't giving us that picture. Okay, so we have these highs in here more or less, and these highs in here. Now the market has been kind of oscillating sideways a little bit though, so I would put a little bit more emphasis on the bearish divergence we're seeing on the MACD than I normally have, and that's just kind of talking about it from a 4 hour perspective of seeing a negative crossover here on this one might cause a little bit of a point of concern for us in terms of the potential for little retraces as we've had throughout this movement so far. Drawing it in and measuring that out, sort of thing that we're seeing is a 618 over there, then thereafter sort of coming in for the 618s. Yeah, so it's sort of like the what you might think is that if we saw a retracement here, we could come in for a 618 properly again. That would be in at about 33 or so. But lifting this up, I know it's very noisy, you can't see it at home. Now I can no longer see it on my computer screen, but then looking at this one, then a decent re-entry comes in on a retest of that 50 simple period moving average, coming in for a higher low at the 618 in there at 35. That would be decent for me. I'm not excited about buying tops on markets, tend to avoid doing that if possible. However, you know, if things continue to push on the way, is there something that would give me the reason to want to do that, to follow the trend right now in terms of jumping in off the charts price action wise? Is there that possibility? Let me just double check and see in terms of managing my risk here with this one. Go auto, hide that stupid menu, zoom on in. Now you remember I talk about the risk of things coming back to where they were before. It's only the 15-minute time frame though, but if we were to go that's 34, so that would tie in nicely with a retrace back down to that area. That would be all good. That would be all good. It'd certainly be more exciting to me taking a position from there in terms of managing risk as well. Okay, so that would be all good. We could certainly push on a little bit further from where we are right now. I feel like there's a pretty decent chance that we will. It's probably worth pointing out as well that in terms of structure, you know, we've done something pretty decent so far. Now we don't need to continue doing it right this minute. Put in the Donchian channels, you can see here. The point I was trying to make is that, you know, we've got a little bit left to go here, as we've seen with the previous highs, etc. along the way, but going on a massive amount more and being able to successfully capture, you know, the likes of sort of 10% or 5% even is a big ask at this stage. Now it is possible, but I think that we would probably see something happening in it around about that 38 area if we continue at the minute towards the top side. I'm not like wanting to FOMO into this right now at that particular price point right there, even though that particular exit point is, you know, enough of a move up to be able to sort of not lose money on it. But what you're talking about here is there's being preferable entry points down below currently, and if it does go on the way, well then you suppose you missed the move. How would we know that we've broken enough of a structure to say that we're going on the way further immediately without a hint of regret about things? Okay, so suppose perhaps we're looking at this overall. Just hide all the drawings for a second. Oh yeah, actually doesn't look too bad in terms of the bigger time frame. So you know, it's obviously you've obviously missed a good move and all that, but this, you know, we could easily go on up the way towards 41 and then put in a wedge, for instance. That sort of idea, you know. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not trading this right now myself, to be honest with you. Maybe I should be. What if I was? Try and put myself in that mentality. Even though I kind of already did. Are we seeing a pullback right now from what I was talking about? Yeah. Aye. So I wouldn't have bought that at that moment. That was like, sorry, it's hard for me to put on the broader perspective. Night Phil, by the way, Night Phil.